Hey guys, Coronica here. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Evolution. As I just about you, today we're gonna talk about the sandhawk, one of the most beloved weapons by the community, considered by many to be the best SMG in Borderlands 2. Now let's start with the red text. If you didn't know already, this is actually a tribute to the legendary actor Errol Flynn. He starred in several pirates movies, including the famous The Seahawk. So the red text is a clear reference to the phrase "ink like Flynn." I hope enemies like birdwatching because when fired, the sandhawk shoots bullets that fly in a pattern reminiscent of a bird flapping its wings. When I mean downside, it has a 3-round burst fire, and like all the weapons, the sandhawk does have a downside. The bullet speed and fire rate are quite slow, which means that the weapon has to be used somewhat at close mid-range. But fear not, my fellow gamer boys or girls, there are ways to mitigate this. Maya's accelerate and Zero's velocity are a good skill to counteract this low bullet speed. And let's not forget the outburst effect, which can greatly improve the sandhawk's performance. And I think this is the true beauty of the sandhawk. The burst effect has no delay and it can deal massive amounts of damage in a short amount of time. It will leave enemies wishing they had a stronger shield. And speaking of shields, you're in for a real treat. The additional projectiles are not listed on the item card, and in Borderlands 2, well, you already know what that means.
I'ma need that. Where'd you get that?
Oh, by the way, it seems like the B-Shield plus an instant projectile weapons combo always increases that weapon's popularity, like how it happened to the Governor Skull. And the B-Hawk is probably one of the reasons why the Sandhawk is a favorite among players. I know players tend to have personal preferences when it comes to weapons, but it seems like when we talk about the Sandhawk, the most used one is the flying and shock elemental variant. And it makes a lot of sense. The flying variant increases the bullet speed, mitigating the downside and making it easier to hit distant and moving targets. The shock element makes it kinda like an all-rounder weapon, since not too many enemies are resistant to it. As you can see, its remarkable ability and unique features made the Sandhawk an iconic weapon that is not to be taken lightly. But let's see if it retains its top-tier status in Borderlands 3. The red text is now a reference to... I have no idea. I think no one does. Maybe it's some kind of secret code that only the developers understand? Who knows? But let's talk about something that we know, and that is of course the Sandhawk. And the craziest glow up in the history of weapons. It went from a blue SMG to a legendary sniper rifle. And that is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. It still has the same ability, although now it has 7 projectiles instead of 8, and all of these deal splash damage. It has much higher damage, bullet speed and fire rate than the previous version, and like again that's got multiple personality disorder, it can now switch between different fighting modes, full auto, semi-auto, or the 3-round burst for when you're feeling nostalgic. By the way, the semi-auto fighting mode reduces the horizontal spread, which allows you for more precise shots. Did I already mention that it has incredible high damage? Yeah, I know I did. But it's worth mentioning again because it's just that good. It deals an absurd amount of damage that's further amplified by the high fire rate, all the elements at its disposal, the benefits from the both elemental and splash damage multipliers. It is truly a godlike weapon. Even after some nerfs, such as increasing the shot cost from 2 to 3, removing 2 projectiles, and lowering the time that orbs could travel. Even after that, the Sandhawk still remains as a strong sniper rifle that obliterates anything and everything in its path. But of course, with great power comes great responsibility and great ammo consumption, which is the only downside that the weapon has, and it really makes it hard to use for mobbing. But as always, there are ways to work around this, such as using ammo regen anointments, the Cutburst artifact, and the most obvious one is Mouse and all her ammo regen abilities. Oh, and also Saint's Clone is a really good option as well since it does not consume ammo. That's right, just let the clone do all the work while you sit back and relax. If we talk about bossing, this is the weapon for that. It might have its flaws, but goddamn, this is like a nuclear bomb disguised as a sniper rifle. All in all, the Sandhawk remains a meta weapon, an absolute beast that continues to dominate in the Borderlands franchise. It's still one of the most iconic weapons in the game, as iconic as deadly. So, what do you think is the best version of the Sandhawk, the beloved SMG or the sniper rifle that is not really a sniper? Let me know if I forgot anything to say. I'll see you in the comment section as always, and I'm on Discord too. Bye bye.